So first I started off by tracing the template onto the foam, and you can make yours as big or as small as you want. And I think mine is roughly the same size as the real squishy, but I don't really know for sure since I don't own the real squishy. And by the way, I just got this shape here from Word document, but you can easily find a template like this just by searching up donut template onto Google, or bagel template, and then something should come up. And then you just want to cut it out, and you also want to cut out the hole in the middle and make sure that the hole in the middle is pretty small, and then just trace it onto your foam with a pen. And then once you've done that, we can start cutting it out. So here's what the shape looks like so far, and I've already finished smoothing off most of it. So what you want to do is you just want to cut around the circle shape, and then you just want to keep making straight cuts all the way around it until it looks circular on both sides. And then you just want to cut out the hole in the middle and smooth it off with your scissors. And then what you want to do is you just want to make curved cuts all the way around the rest of the bagel with your scissors, like this. And just smooth it off as best as you can. And then just make smaller snips with your scissors just to make it a lot smoother. And you also want to make curved cuts around the middle like this, so that way it curves inwards, if that makes sense. And you want to do this for the other side as well, so that way both sides are rounded or rounded off like this. So you just want to continue just to make curved cuts. So hopefully that will make sense. So I'm just going to finish this and then we'll move on to the next step. So next what I did was I drew 3 lines going all the way around the bagel using a pen. And they don't have to be perfect at all. So you just want to draw 2 lines that are quite far apart from each other, and then you just want to draw another one in the middle. And then what you want to do is you want to cut off the pen lines really carefully with your scissors. So just go all the way around it like so. And this is going to be the filling inside the bagel. And then you just want to do the same thing for the other lines. So I'm just going to do that. So here is what it looks like once I finished cutting off all of the pen lines. And I did end up changing it slightly, as you can see. So I ended up just like smoothing off the other two sides of the squishy. And then you just want to make sure that the middle part is sticking out slightly, like this. And then what you want to do is you just want to cut off random pieces all the way around it to create the texture of the ham. At least I think that's what it is. And again, it doesn't have to look perfect. So hopefully you can see that I've cut off just random pieces all the way around it just to make it a little bit more textured. And you can use an image of the squishy as reference. And now we can finally start painting it. Next, what I did was I mixed white, yellow and a tiny bit of burnt sienna paint together, and I painted both sides of the bagel. And then what I did was I mixed yellow and burnt sienna paint together to create a darker colour, and then I just shaded the bagel and just blended it using a brush. And again, you can use an image as reference. And don't forget to paint the inside as well. So now on to the next step. So next what I did was I mixed some of this pastel pink paint in with some of this light pink puffy paint, and I painted the ham just all the way around. And then what I did was I used white puffy paint to create the mayonnaise above the ham. And then what I did was I used my light green puffy paint to paint 4 lettuce leaves. So that's what it looks like. And again, I'm just using this image here as reference, and I'm also using some images from my laptop as well. And I know it probably doesn't look exactly like the filling on the real one, but I'm trying my best. And now on to the next step. So next what I did was I painted on the sesame seeds on top of the bagel, just using my white puffy paint. And you just want to paint them randomly just all over the bagel. And they did turn out a little bit bigger than what I was going for, but that's okay. And now you want to let this dry, and then we can move on to the next step. So once the squishy has dried, next what you want to do is you want to paint on sesame seeds onto the other side using your white puffy paint. And again, they turned out a little bit too big, but that's okay. And then what I did was I also painted on the filling or the ham on the inside of the bagel. And I just used my light pink puffy paint to do this. So hopefully you can see that. And then you just want to let that completely dry, and then once you've done that, your squishy is finished. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And I know it didn't turn out exactly like the real squishy, but I tried my best. And by the way, you do not have to make it the exact same way that I did. You can make all the pieces separate and then just glue them together if you want to. I decided to make mine all one piece. And it's also up to you if you want to make a packaging and a tag for it, but I decided not to in the end. Hope that's okay. And it is really soft and squishy as well. And I'm pretty happy with the shape of it. I also think the shading on the bagel turned out pretty good as well. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, please feel free to request any more squishy tutorials you would like me to do in the comments below. And I really hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!